Angelina Jolie's life has often been viewed through the lens of fame, beauty, and Hollywood success. But behind the awards, film roles, and public attention is a story shaped by family, loss, resilience, and a lifelong search for purpose. She became one of the world's most recognizable actresses, yet some of her most defining moments happened away from cameras, in hospitals, family homes, and quiet moments that the public rarely saw. Her journey has never been only about becoming famous. It has been about understanding where she came from, building the family she dreamed of, protecting the people she loved, and finding a sense of identity beyond the image the world created for her. Growing up between two worlds, born Angelina Jolie Voight in Los Angeles in 1975, she entered a family already connected to Hollywood. Her father, actor Jon Voight, was a well-known performer, while her mother, Marceline Bertrand, had her own dreams of acting. However, Angelina's childhood was shaped less by celebrity and more by the challenges of a changing family. After her parents separated, Marceline became the steady presence in Angelina's life. She focused much of her energy on raising Angelina and her brother, James Haven, creating a home where creativity and imagination were encouraged, despite financial struggles. Angelina later remembered a childhood filled with books and stories. Their home was not defined by luxury but by curiosity. Her mother introduced her to films, literature, and the idea that emotions and experiences could be expressed through creativity. Growing up with a famous surname did not always make Angelina feel confident. During her teenage years, she often felt different from those around her. She struggled with fitting in, questioned where she belonged, and searched for a way to express the emotions she carried inside. Acting eventually became that outlet. It allowed her to explore different lives while also understanding her own. Finding her place in Hollywood. Angelina's early career was not an instant success story. Like many young actors, she faced rejection and uncertainty. She experimented with different interests, including modeling and even studying the work of funeral directors, because she was fascinated by the importance of meaningful goodbyes. Her breakthrough came through roles that allowed her unusual intensity to stand out. Films such as Hackers introduced audiences to her unique screen presence, while later performances showed her ability to portray complicated and emotional characters. Her role in Girl, Interrupted became a turning point, playing Lisa Rowe, a character filled with confidence and unpredictability. Angelina delivered a performance that earned her the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. The award confirmed her talent, but it also brought a new level of public attention. Suddenly, every part of her life became a topic of discussion: her relationships, appearance, personal choices, and personality. The world saw the actress. Angelina was still trying to understand the person behind the image. A new meaning of purpose. The biggest transformation in Angelina Jolie's life did not come from an award or a movie role. It came from traveling beyond Hollywood. While filming Lara Croft: Tomb Raider in Cambodia, she witnessed the realities faced by people affected by conflict and displacement. The experience changed how she viewed her own influence and responsibilities. She began working with refugee communities around the world, and later became involved with the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. Instead of using her fame only for entertainment, she used it to bring attention to humanitarian issues. Those experiences changed her priorities. Fame was no longer only about being recognized. It became a tool that could help others. Around the same time, motherhood became central to her life. Building a family. Angelina adopted her first child, Maddox, from Cambodia in 2002. Becoming a mother changed her daily life completely. The person known for independence and unpredictability now had someone who depended on her every day. Over the following years, her family grew. She adopted Zahara from Ethiopia, welcomed Shiloh with Brad Pitt, adopted Pax from Vietnam, and later became the mother of twins Knox and Vivienne. The family attracted enormous public attention, but inside their home, the focus was on ordinary things: school, meals, travel, learning about different cultures, and helping each child understand their own background. Angelina often spoke about wanting her children to know where they came from. Their different histories were not something to hide. they were part of what made the family unique. Motherhood gave Angelina a new definition of success. The biggest achievements were no longer awards or box office numbers. They were moments that happened quietly at home, facing loss and protecting her future. One of the deepest losses of Angelina's life came in 2007, when her mother, Marceline Bertrand, died after battling cancer. Marceline had been one of the most important people in Angelina's life. She was the person who supported her dreams, guided her through difficult moments, and provided stability during childhood. Her death changed Angelina deeply. It reminded her how fragile life could be and how important it was to be present for her own children. Years later, Angelina learned she carried a BRCA1 gene mutation, which increased her risk of developing certain cancers. Because of her family history, she made the personal decision to undergo preventive surgeries to reduce that risk. Her choice was not only about herself, it was about wanting more time with her children. She shared her experience publicly to encourage conversations about health, family history, and medical choices. Her decision became part of a larger discussion about understanding genetic risks and taking control of personal health decisions. A family entering a new chapter. Angelina's marriage to Brad Pitt eventually ended, beginning a long and difficult period of legal discussions and changing family arrangements. Both have shared their perspectives over the years, while many details of their private family life remained outside public view. For Angelina, the priority remained her children and creating stability during a challenging transition. As years passed, the children who once traveled beside their parents and appeared in family photographs began growing into independent young adults. Their lives became less connected to their parents' schedules and more focused on their own dreams. That transition brought a new emotional chapter for Angelina. The woman who spent years protecting and guiding 6 children had to experience the natural reality of watching them become independent. Discovering life beyond motherhood. Motherhood remained one of Angelina's greatest roles, but she also began exploring new creative and humanitarian paths. She stepped away from her formal role with the United Nations Refugee Agency while continuing to support humanitarian causes in different ways. She also created Atelier Jolie, a project focused on creativity, craftsmanship, and collaboration. She continued acting and filmmaking, including her work portraying opera legend Maria Callas in Maria. These projects represented something important. Angelina was rediscovering parts of herself that existed beyond being an actress or a mother. For many years, her life was organized around caring for others. Now she was creating space to explore her own identity again. The quiet strength of moving forward. Today, Angelina Jolie's story is less about the image that Hollywood created and more about the person who continued changing despite everything she experienced. She has faced public judgment, personal loss, difficult decisions, and major life changes. Yet throughout those moments, one theme has remained constant: the desire to protect, create, and make life meaningful. The children she fought so hard to stay with are now becoming adults with their own paths. The house that once echoed with family routines may become quieter, but the love built inside it does not disappear. Perhaps the greatest achievement of motherhood is not keeping children close forever. It is giving them enough strength and confidence to step into the world on their own. Angelina Jolie's journey continues because, after decades of being seen by millions, she is still discovering who she is when the cameras are gone.